Welcome to Paw and Wellness channel. Have you ever been relaxing at home, looked over at your dog, and noticed they're breathing super fast, even though they're just lying there? It can be pretty scary, right? Your mind instantly jumps to the worst case scenario. Is it something serious? Should you rush to the emergency vet? Well, today, we're going to break it all down. We'll talk about when fast breathing is totally normal and when it might be a sign that you need to take action. So, take a deep breath yourself, and let's get into it. First, let's define what we mean by fast breathing. A normal resting respiratory rate for most dogs is between 15 to 30 breaths per minute. To count this, just watch your dog's chest rise and fall while they're asleep or completely relaxed. One rise and fall is one breath. If you consistently getting a number over 35 or 40 breaths per minute while they resting, that's considered fast breathing, or what veterinarians call tachypnea. Anything that looks like a struggle to breathe, with their whole body working to get air, is called dyspnea, and that's always a serious concern. But we'll get more into that later. For now, just remember that a little bit of fast breathing isn't always a crisis. So, when is it normal for your dog to be breathing quickly? There are actually quite a few harmless reasons. The most obvious one is exercise. If you just got back from a game of fetch or a long run, it's perfectly normal for your dog to pant heavily to cool down and catch their breath. Dogs don't sweat like we do, so panting is their primary way of regulating body temperature. Similarly, if it's a hot day, you'll see them panting more, even if they haven't been moving around much. Another common cause is excitement or stress. Is a visitor at the door? Are you about to go for a car ride? These exciting or anxious moments can temporarily raise their breathing rate. Even dreams can do it. If you see your dog's paws twitching and they're breathing fast while asleep, they're probably just chasing squirrels in dreamland. Puppies also naturally have a faster breathing and heart rate than adult dogs. So what seems fast for an older dog might be perfectly normal for a little one. Now, let's talk about the warning signs that are definitely not normal. This is where you need to pay close attention. If your dog is breathing fast and it's accompanied by other strange symptoms, it's time to be concerned. Is your dog coughing, especially a wet, gurgly cough? Are their gums or tongue looking pale, grayish, or blue instead of a healthy pink? That's a huge red flag indicating a lack of oxygen. Also, look for changes in behavior. Are they acting lethargic, weak, or refusing to eat or drink? Are they extending their neck out to breathe or standing with their elbows pointed outwards? This posture, called orthopnea, is their way of trying to open up their airways to get more air. Any kind of wheezing, crackling, or loud, harsh breathing sounds are also not normal. And a big one, if they seem distressed or panicked while breathing, that's a clear sign something is wrong. When fast breathing isn't from a simple cause like heat or excitement, it can be a symptom of a serious medical condition. It's important to be aware of these so you can give your vet as much information as possible. One of the most common serious causes is heart disease. When a dog's heart isn't pumping efficiently, fluid can back up into the lungs, a condition called congestive heart failure. This fluid makes it difficult for them to get enough oxygen, leading to rapid, shallow breathing, often accompanied by coughing that gets worse at night or when lying down. Problems with the lungs or airways are another major category. This includes conditions like pneumonia, which is an infection in the lungs, or bronchitis, which is inflammation of the airways. Asthma, while more common in cats, can also affect dogs and cause breathing difficulties. A collapsed trachea, which is common in small breeds like Yorkies, can cause a distinctive honking cough and fast breathing. Even foreign objects stuck in the throat or airway can cause a sudden onset of breathing trouble. Don't underestimate pain as a cause. A dog in pain from an injury, arthritis, or even abdominal discomfort like pancreatitis will often breathe faster. It's a physiological response to distress. Think about it, when you're in pain, your heart rate and breathing often increase. The same goes for our dogs. So, if your dog is breathing fast and also seems sensitive to touch, is limping, or is hiding away, they could be hurting somewhere. Fever and infection can also rev up your dog's system. When your dog has a fever, their metabolic rate increases to fight off the infection, which in turn increases their breathing rate. This can be from any kind of systemic infection, not just one located in the chest. Anemia, which is a low red blood cell count, is another culprit. Red blood cells are responsible for carrying oxygen throughout the body. If there aren't enough of them, the body tries to compensate by breathing faster to get more oxygen into the system. Anemia can be caused by many things, from parasites to internal bleeding. Finally, poisoning is a critical one. Certain toxins, like rodent poison or some human medications, can cause internal bleeding, organ damage, or directly affect the respiratory system, all of which can lead to rapid breathing. So, how do you know if it's a true emergency? There are some definite red flags that mean you need to get to a veterinarian immediately, no questions asked. If your dog collapses or loses consciousness, that's a dire emergency. If their gums or tongue are blue, purple, or pale white, that indicates a severe lack of oxygen. If they are audibly struggling to breathe, making harsh noises, or using their stomach muscles to force air in and out, that is a sign of respiratory distress. Constant, frantic panting that doesn't resolve with rest and cooling down is also a major concern. Any sudden and severe change in their ability to breathe warrants an immediate trip to the vet. Don't wait. In these situations, every second counts. If the situation is not an immediate emergency, what can you do at home? First, try to assess the situation calmly. If it's hot, move your dog to a cooler, air-conditioned space and offer them some cool water. Don't force them to drink, just make it available. If they seem stressed or overexcited, try to move them to a quiet, calm room and sit with them peacefully. Remove any stressors if you can. While they are resting, time their breaths per minute. Remember, count when they are calm or asleep. If their resting rate is consistently over 40 breaths per minute, that's a signal to call the vet. It's a great idea to get a baseline measurement of your dog's normal resting respiratory rate when they are healthy, so you have something to compare it to. Just check it a few times and write it down somewhere. So, when is it time to make that call to the vet? If the fast breathing is persistent and doesn't resolve after they've cooled down or calmed down, you should call. If it's accompanied by any of the warning signs we discussed earlier, like coughing, lethargy, pale gums, or any signs of pain or distress, definitely call. Even if the symptoms seem mild, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Your vet can perform a physical exam, listen to their heart and lungs, and may recommend further tests like X-rays, an ultrasound of the heart, or blood work to figure out the underlying cause. Early diagnosis and treatment can make a huge difference in the outcome. To wrap things up, seeing your dog breathe fast can be alarming, but it isn't always a sign of a disaster. It can be a normal response to heat, exercise, or excitement. The key is to be a good observer. Know what's normal for your dog, and pay attention to the context and any other symptoms. If their fast breathing is persistent, happens at rest, or is paired with other warning signs like coughing, weakness, or pale gums, it's time to seek professional help. And if you ever see signs of severe respiratory distress, treat it as an emergency. Being a proactive pet parent is the best way to keep your furry friend happy and healthy for years to come. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this helps you feel more prepared and less panicked the next time you notice your dog's breathing seems a little off. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more pet health tips. Stay safe, and give your dog a hug for me. See you in the next video.